So today, guys, we're going to be showing you guys a build that will work with low-level shade levels, and how I was able to get this. You can see I'm only 14. It took me about a day to farm this build, and it's pretty easy to do. So let's get into it. Once you guys see it, you guys probably recognize right off the bat. What you'll be more surprised is like the amount of shade level I have, right? So let's talk about it. So let's get into it real quick. So we're just gonna clear this out real quick because I just want to show you guys. Where you guys at? I want to show you guys how crazy this build gets. Now that we have everything. And the crazy part about this, guys, is you can run this a lot of different ways. But to have only shade level 14, you guys have to realize I have all my shade watch only getting 0.6% extra damage. Right? And only 0.6 extra armor. So we are going to be... I wanted to do this because so many people were telling me, hey, the only reason you're doing that with that build, it's because your gear is fully maxed out. You're doing this. And obviously, yeah, if I'm on heroic, I want the best gear possible. But what we're going to do here is we're doing challenging, right? And that's what you got to do. You got to think about. When you're... Oh my Jesus, what's wrong? There you go. When you're doing these builds, you got to think about it. You got to start somewhere, right? You either got to start on hard or start on normal. Obviously, if you can start on hard, it's better. And then once you get to challenging, you'll start to see the drops really pick up. And I feel like once you get to challenging, you can really get those builds put together pretty quick. And then you just have to keep farming until you get to decent rolls. Countdown makes it very easy to farm gear, and that's what I did. I farmed gear. So I was able to farm gear. Where's the NPCs at? Are they behind it? I think they're over here. So we were able to farm gear on countdown, farm the rolls because that's what's key. And that's what you're going to want to get. You're going to want to farm the pieces you need to get better rolls, because the better the rolls, the better you'll do. And just look at that. It was that simple. That simple, guys. And that is my key takeaway from this. And look, I'll show you guys real quick. 14 shade level. I'll show you real quick. Go down here. We literally have 0.6%. Go here. 0.6%. So that's total armor, total weapon damage. Like we only have one thing rolled in here. 0.2% skill damage. I'm not even using the skill, right? 0.2% stability. So just wanted to show you nothing here. Now, the stats themselves aren't even that great. We go to the stats, we're sitting at 38%, 57%, right? So let's talk about the build, how I was able to do this in a short time. If you guys missed that full stream, highly recommend watching it. It's 3 hours long, and it was on the main channel, Nothing But Skills. So here we go. We are running the striker set. Obviously, you guys know this is my favorite set. I use this set, but a more advanced version of this set because I have all the high-end rolls on it. But yeah, but when I first got it, what I farmed for, because obviously mementos and exotic, you want to at least have a build. This was the build I was running. Let's go. Right here. This was my first build. The first build that I was able to put together quick. How did I do it? So I needed striker pieces, right? Because as soon as you get from level 40, you come in, you don't have them. So I went around the vendors. I looked for any striker pieces. If there's a striker piece, I had a little bit of cash, I bought it. Now, I didn't have a lot of them, so I didn't have that much cash, so I was kind of screwed, but I had a little bit. I was lucky enough, before the vendor reset, I finished level 40 last night. I think 20 minutes before the vendor reset, they actually had a Carl's holster for sale. So I actually bought this at the vendor. So that's why I said, check the vendors, you might get something you need. So I needed the Carl's holster. I was like, all right, cool. Fun fact, I played some Countdown, Countdown was able to give that to me, and I'll show you exactly how I did it. So we had that. Then I just looked for, I went on hard, right? So I went to the open world. I looked for, I was on hard at this moment. I was looking for gear. So what we do is here, show target loop. The only thing for me was this. Hopefully when you guys are farming for this, if you're new returning, you can look around. Now, I'll tell you, you guys can do this with Striker, or you guys can do this with Hunter's Fury. Personally, I like Strikers just because it's one of my favorite sets. So I farmed this mission multiple times. I think I farmed it like 3 times. On the 3rd time, I had these 3 pieces. Then I had a contractor's gloves that was for sale too, and I think there's one for sale there might be one for sale this week. If not, I was able to grab this. I also got one in Countdown, playing Countdown. But yeah, so that was my first set. I went to Countdown, I did ARs, and all I did was farm until I got some good ones. I had a few different versions of it. But what I wanted to do is, once I had preservation, I put that into my library. So for you new players, let's go take a look at that. So right here at the base of operation, and like I said, as I was farming gear in Countdown, I was getting those rolls, right? So just like this one, I just picked up from that control point. Here it is. I just picked this up. Max out crit damage. So as I was farming in Countdown, I was getting these rolls, and then I would just come here to the recalibration station. I would click on the library. I'll go to the holsters, click here. We go down, and you can see crit damage, maxed out crit damage. And then I would just extract it, especially if I didn't need the piece or anything, boom. And then now I have those pieces. Ideally, I was looking for like the higher armor rolls, weapon damage, especially because I feel like that matters a lot very early on. So just so you guys know, I did that. And I kept doing it over and over until I found every maxed out roll that I had. I did it with talent, same thing. I would just keep looking until I got these. Now, once I had these from Countdown, that's when I was able to go into my build. And then I was able to roll a couple of them. Now, what I will tell you is, once you have yourself the pieces, they don't have to be God roll, don't have to be anything. Once you farm on hard, right? Hard difficulty, and you get those pieces, then head over to Countdown. Go to Countdown. Ideally, if you can find mods like this one's 4.4. They actually have at the clan vendor, a 10.5 one. And those are the ones you guys can actually see that I have on, right? 4.4. And then on this one, I don't have because I have it on Memento. Once you do that, just head over to this guy right here. Now, if you're on console, you should be able to see it. I think there's a bug currently on PC, or at least on my character. Just head over here, go find Countdown, and then do targeted loot, right? So once you have the hard version, do targeted loot. Do it on challenging too. So just go like this, click on it, and then do challenging. Challenging, you should be able to do, you shouldn't have a problem. Now, let's take a look. We're on challenging, right? And if you go here, on challenging, I was able to get better rolls. Like slowly, better rolls started dropping. Like this dropped, this dropped. Well, this was actually really low. This had a high roll here, but a low roll here. And then I was able to get this maxed out roll from Countdown, and then I was able to upgrade it. Like this one was on a hard, right? So obviously you can slowly upgrade these. Now, once you have this build, what I would do is I would put on targeted loot backpacks, put the bags on, and that's how I got this. I played a few, was able to get it, and then that's how I ended up with this build, the build that you saw that just shredded, right, with everything. So if you look at we have weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage. That's a crit damage mod. We have for the chest piece, we have armor, crit damage, a crit chance mod. Obviously, I do like the chest talent. Keep going down. We have the Carl's holster, armor, weapon damage, and then I rolled crit chance from a roll that I was able to get. You keep going down, you'll see here, we have weapon damage, crit chance. We go here, we have armor, crit chance, and then we go here, and we have the memento, and then I put crit damage. Now, when I was running this, I will say I had all reds and 2 blues. So just remember, you'll probably have like 1.1 million armor. So just something to keep in mind. For the weapon, you can run the FAMAS, Police M4 are my favorites. I farmed ARs. Same thing. Countdown. ARs. Take a look. I didn't get the roll I wanted. I have damage to armor, but it was decent. I was like, all right, I'm going to take this. I'll farm a better one later. Then we have preservation. Killing an enemy repairs 10% of your armor over 5 seconds. Now, when I get those headshots, that's 20% over 5 seconds. So that's ideally works great, especially low. Now, I only have crit chance here, crit chance here, crit chance here, and then 10 round mag. Sorry, so ideally, I want to farm the 20 rounds magazine, and that's what I really want. I was lucky enough to get an ACS. If you look at it, shotgun damage, damage to armor, critical hit damage, future perfect. I'm not rolling it because I plan on getting a better one. But yeah, I can even put close and personal here, make it a little bit better. So there's just something for you guys to keep in mind about this, that this is 100% a great way for you guys. This build will work. Like you don't have to have God rolls. You don't have to have shade level. And I'm able to farm challenging control points. And at this moment, you saw how easy it was. I honestly think I can do probably heroic control points. So just something for you guys to keep in mind. Super easy, especially when you're starting off new character. Reviver Hive, it'll get you up instead of having to start all over. And then whatever skill you want. I like the Striker Drone. So just something for you guys to keep in mind. This build works. That's how I was able to do it. Like I said, farm the open world or farm the mission until you get the build you need, and do it on hard. Once you get those 4 pieces, then that's when you want to go into countdown, right? So at least get the 4 striker pieces and then mix match 2 other pieces. Once you get that done, then you guys can definitely increase it. Carl's holster, if you have one, use it. If you don't, you'll end up getting one in countdown sooner or later. I was able to get another one. I was lucky enough to buy one. But I just wanted to put this video out because I see a lot of people say this. Hey, your shade level is the reason why you're able to go through heroic so easy. Guys, I was destroying, you guys saw it, destroying challenging with this average build that's not even maxed. And I'm most likely, 100%, I believe I could do heroic. And give me a day. We'll do another update to this video and show you. We won't even be, we'll probably be 100, if that. So just something for you guys to keep in mind. Hopefully this explained a lot. Remember, try to catch my streams. YouTube.com/NothingButSkillz, main channel. Check it out. All right, guys, wrap it up here. Hey, thanks for the support. Appreciate you. NothingButSkillz out.